Welcome, this is yoga. Thank you so much for joining. We'll just need a block and a ring or a strap today. So we're gonna start at the top of our mat. Inhaling, reach all the way back behind you. Exhale, swan dive down to the floor. Find that plank line. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower down. Point your toes, bring your hands low on your rib cage. Squeeze the elbows in. Lift up, deep breath. Exhale, curl your toes. Down dog. Now you can stay here for about 5 deep breaths with your option to walk your dog, or you can just hold in your down dog. It's our first down dog of the day, but definitely not our last. Good, about 2 more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, bend those knees. Bring your hips all the way back and try to either jump or step all the way up by your hands. Slowly round up vertebrae by vertebrae. So you come to a nice tall spine. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Lean back as you press those hips forward, deep breath. Exhale, swan dive down. Hands come back under your shoulders. Find that plank line, deep breath. Exhale, lower down. Point those toes. Hands come low on the rib cage and press it up. Deep breath. Exhale, curling those toes. Find that downward facing dog. Should feel like a resting pose. If it doesn't feel good for you, you can move into a cat-cow on your knees. We have about 4 more deep breaths here. Make sure you get nice and open through your hips. Sending all of that weight back towards your seat bones. 2 more deep breaths. On the exhalation, bend those knees. And then step or jump all the way up towards your hands. Slowly rounding up vertebrae by vertebrae. Till you come to that tall spine. Inhaling, reaching it up. Press those hips forward, lean back. Exhale, swan dive down. Hands coming under your shoulders. Finding that plank line. Deep breath. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, down dog. 5 deep breaths. Good, on that exhalation, bend those knees, shift the hips back. Step or jump forward, slowly rounding through the spine as you come up. Reaching those arms up. Lean back. Open up through the chest. Exhale, swan dive down. Finding that plank line. Deep breath. Exhale, lower. Bending those elbows. Pointing those toes. Inhale, up. Good, exhaling down. Finding that down dog position. We're gonna do this 2 more times. Just get nice and warmed up. You can hold your down dog, walk your dog, do any variation. Good, 1 more deep breath. Exhaling, bend those knees, shift the weight back. Step or jump forward. And then slowly rounding it up. So you come to that tall spine, reach up. Lean back. And then exhale, bring it down. Finding that plank line, deep breath. Exhale, lower. Point those toes, hands come low on the rib cage. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, down dog. Breathe here 5 breaths, and we're gonna go 1 more time around. Good, 1 more deep breath here. And exhaling, shifting the weight back, step or jump forward. Slowly round your spine up. So you come to that tall spine. Inhale, reach those arms up. And slowly swan dive down. Hands come under your shoulders, finding that plank line, deep breath. Exhale, lower down. Point those toes. Inhale, reach it up. Deep breath through the abdominals. Exhale, curl the toes. Down dog, 5 deep breaths here. You can walk your dog or hold your down dog. Tuck that chin into your chest. One more breath. On the exhalation, lower your knees all the way down to the ground into a nice tabletop position with those hands in line with your shoulders, your knees in line with your hips. Begin rounding and arcing. Move through your cat-cow. Round and arc, making space for your breath. Taking the time to feel through any resistance. Just moving through it, breathing through it. Good, 2 more deep breaths, rounding and arcing. And the next time you come into your rounded spine, stay into this rounded spine. Widen your knees a little bit wider than your hip bones. We're going to take it back into an extended arm child pose with your forehead lowering all the way to the ground. And then back into your rounded cat pose. Move through this. Extended arm child's pose, round all the way up into a cat pose. Just keep moving from cat to extended arm child's pose. We're going to start adding a cow into this. So next time you come into your cat, move it into your cow, back into your cat, extended arm child's pose. And go at your own pace here, as slow or as fast as comfortable for you. Good, about 3 more breaths, moving through this. And then we're going to end in this tabletop position. Curl your toes and then press your weight so that you're almost like you're coming into a down dog, but then I want you to take your legs nice and wide out into a straddle. Start reaching your hands forward, press your weight back, almost like you're doing an extended arm or a wide leg downward facing dog. Stay here about 5 deep breaths, just breathing into this. If you wanted to, you could put a block under your hands here. Good, 1 more deep breath. Now we're gonna walk it all the way over to one side, whatever side you naturally wanna go to. Just take it to one side and hug in to that leg. Good, 2 more deep breaths here. On the exhalation, walk it all the way over to the other leg. Nice deep stretch, breathing through this. Good, and on your exhalation, bring it back to center. Now I want you to start pointing your toes out to the corners of the room and bending your knees. We're going to start shifting into a balancing wide leg. If you needed to, you could sit onto a block here. Bring your palms together. Use your elbows to open up through your legs. And just breathe here. 5 deep breaths. Good, 5. Move your neck around if it feels good. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Place your hands onto the ground. We're gonna start trying to find our crow pose. So this is the start where first hands are just onto the ground and you're resting your legs onto your forearms. If that's as far as you want to go, you can stay there. If you want to, start shifting your weight towards your hands and then see if you can lift up one foot and then your other foot. 5 deep breaths wherever you're at. On your exhalation, slowly bring it down. We're gonna keep our feet pointed out, but then start straightening your legs just a little bit. Try to bring your heels together and your knees together. Your feet are still pointing out. You have about a fist distance in between your feet. So we're gonna start coming into our chair pose. We're sitting our seat back, palms come together, thumbs to your heart center, squeezing the knees and the ankles together. Those feet are out into an angular position. Good, and 5 deep breaths here. Good, on your exhalation, take your right elbow, set it onto your left leg and gaze up toward the ceiling. This should feel like a nice spinal twist here. Let your right arm pressing into your leg help you get even deeper into this twist. Good, and on that exhalation, slowly unwind it. Reset into that chair pose. And then take that left arm onto your right leg and press. 5 more deep breaths. On that exhalation, slowly unwind. Bring yourself into a standing position. So we're gonna come into our eagle pose. We're gonna start by putting all of the weight onto our right foot, hugging the left leg in. I like the eagle pose, it's kind of fitting for 4th of July weekend. So we're just starting with getting our balance, putting a little buoyancy into your knee. Feel free to use a wall to help you. Now at your own comfort, cross this left leg over your right leg and wrap around as much as comfortably possible for you. Now we're going to stack our elbows on top of each other. Whatever leg, the left leg is on your top, the left arm is on bottom. And then sit as much as you can into this with your palms pressing each other. Those palms are pressing each other, but bring the elbows up, sit your seat down. We have 5 deep breaths here. Just look at something not moving. Good, and on your exhalation, slowly bring yourself up, move those arms around. Side to side. Good, and then we're going to come into that other side. So we're balancing on our left foot, or just make sure you do your other side. Bring that right knee in, find a buoyancy in the knee, the supportive knee. And then when you're ready, cross that right leg over your left. Stacking your arms, this time the right arm is on the bottom. Twist it up so your palms can come together. And start sitting into this. Elbows come up, seat goes down. 5 more deep breaths. Good, and on the exhalation, slowly bring it up. Move those arms around again. And then we're gonna start bringing our arms all the way behind us, with your feet just in line with your hips. Bend your elbows and start to lower down, and then lengthen your arms, lift up. If you needed to, you could put a strap here, just to connect your arms together. Nice big movements, going down and up. Good, about 5 more of these movements, and then we're just gonna stay in our forward fold and try to straighten up those arms in the forward fold. Good, just about 2 more, and then we'll stay in our fold. 1 more all the way down, and then all the way back up. And then we're just gonna bring it all the way down and stay here. See if you can straighten those arms out behind you, holding onto your fingers. Just let the blood drain down towards your head. We're gonna be here about 3 deep breaths, and then we'll shift side to side. All right, now at your own comfort, you can shift side to side, shifting your torso with the option to look up toward the shoulder as you shift. So if you shift toward the left, look up to the right. 5 more deep breaths. Good, 1 more deep breath in. On the exhalation, just bring your spine back to neutral. Release your hands and hug in toward your legs into this forward fold. Use your hands to hug into your legs. If you wanted to, you could try to step onto your palms of your hands. This is an added stretch through the arms and through the wrists. Just stepping the soles of your feet onto the palms of your hands, or just hug into your legs. 5 more deep breaths. On your exhalation, slowly release. Take your hands back out, walk them back out, and then find a tabletop position in that center of your mat. pointing your toes, and then just start moving through that cat-cow, working any little kinks out along the way that feel good. Good. And then when you're ready, start finding a flat, neutral tabletop back, extending your right arm and your left leg. Curl that toe on your right side for stability, or you could widen your hips a little bit more. And then just start moving around through the wrist and the ankle. Trying to keep that belly in, spine nice and long. Think about elongating through the limbs. Good, 5 more this way, and then we'll go the other way with the rotation of the wrist and ankle. 1, and then just reverse that rotation of the wrist and ankle. 1, and then when you're ready, just see if you can catch your foot behind you and balance, bring it up as high as comfortable. 5 deep breaths here. Good, 1 more deep breath in. On your exhalation, keep your leg up, put your hand onto the ground under your shoulder. And we're gonna reach that leg up as high as we can as we lower our head toward the ground. And then just stay here, little pulses up with that long leg. Good, another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna bend the knee in toward the chest, finding a pigeon pose. So I think most of you guys are experienced with the pigeon. Bring this leg up as high as comfortable, and then start shifting that long leg behind you, that right leg, over to the left side. If you wanted to, you could put a block under the hip bone on that left side, and at your own comfort, at your own availability, lower down all the way onto the mat or the ground. A modification for pigeon pose is to just flip it over and come into a figure 4 position. You're going to be getting the same kind of stretch. But this is a nice deep stretch. Takes you all the way through the IT band up into your low back. So we're going to stay here about 10 deep breaths, taking your time. As you sink into this pose, feel free to get deeper into it, moving that right leg over to the left side and just breathing through any resistance. Listen to your body. Good, 1 more deep breath here. And on your exhalation, slowly bring your hands back under your shoulders, curl the toe behind you, and lift into a down dog position, walking out your dog. Breathe through it. Keep that back nice and straight, shoulders open. 5 more deep breaths. Good, and on the next exhalation, lower the knees down onto the ground and take a few cat-cow movements, just rounding and arcing through the spine. And start finding a flat tabletop back. And this time we're extending our left arm and our right leg. Extend like somebody's pulling you from both sides of the room. Then when you're ready, start rotating through the wrist and the ankle. Good, and then reverse the direction of that ankle wrist rotation as you extend through the limbs and the torso. And when you're ready, see if you can catch that foot behind you and start bringing the leg up. Balance here. 5 deep breaths. Just look at something not moving. Focus. On the exhalation, release your foot, lower your elbows to the ground onto your forearms. Extend that leg long behind you. Take a nice deep stretch, just lengthening through that leg. And then just little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're coming into that pigeon pose. Bringing this knee all the way up, shifting that back left leg behind you with the option to put that block under your seat bone, the hip bone on the right side, and just start getting comfortable into this, thinking about what feels best for you. Maybe you want to flip it over into that figure 4 instead of the pigeon. And just start sinking low at your own comfort level. We have 10 more deep breaths here. Good, 1 more deep breath in. And on your exhalation, start finding your way up, taking those hands under your shoulders, curl the toe on that long left leg behind you to lift you into downward facing dog position. And you could walk your dog or just hold your dog, whatever feels good. 5 more deep breaths here. One more deep breath. On the exhalation, lower the knees down into that tabletop position. And take a few more cat-cows, moving through your spine, rounding and arcing. We're gonna start finding a camel pose. If you need a block for your camel pose, you can put a block behind you in between your legs right near the seat bones. Start shifting your hips forward, your shoulders back, and then see if you can catch your heels. If it's hard to catch your heels, use that block and just hold on to the block instead of your heels. Keep pushing those hips forward as you lean back. 5 more deep breaths here. And slowly on the exhalation, bring yourself out. Lower your forearms onto the ground. We're going to start coming into a frog pose here. So you could use the block under your hips if you want. If you had some kind of towel, you could put it under your knees, or just start shifting your knees out so you can lower all the way onto your mat as low as comfortably possible, feeling that inner thigh stretch. Relaxing your back, just focusing on opening up those hips. And again, at your own comfort, you could lower down. Now see if you can shift your weight just a little bit forward, a little bit to the front. Feel how the stretch changes slightly. 3 more deep breaths here, and then we're going to try to shift it back. And then when you're ready, shift it back just slightly. Keep breathing into this, 5 more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, find a tabletop position again. So just start bringing yourself back in alignment with your hips and your shoulders. Move through the cat-cow, rounding and arcing, resetting anything that feels like it might have some tension. Just about 3 more deep breaths here, moving through this. And then whenever you're ready, curl your toes. We're going to take our last down dog of the day. If you can, try to just hold that down dog without walking it and really feel in toward all of that weight going back in toward your seat bones, down into your heels, opening up through the shoulders, widening your fingers, straightening your back. With each exhalation, push it a little bit deeper, 3 more deep breaths. Good, and on that exhalation, slowly lower your knees to the ground and start finding your ring or your strap. Cross the legs behind you. We're gonna start bringing it down onto our back, using that ring or strap as a prop, hooking your right foot onto that ring or strap. Your left leg can be bent or you could keep it long, whatever feels more comfortable for you. And then just start with bending and lengthening through your right leg. You're gonna keep your foot flexed while you bend and lengthen and feel into that stretch in through the back of your legs, all the way up to the Achilles heel, in through your foot, the bottom, the sole of your foot. Good. When you're ready, keep the leg long and point and flex through your foot. So point and flex the toe with the long right leg. Good, and then the next time that your foot is flexed, keep it there, keep your leg long, and gentle little pulses in towards your head. Or you could just hug it in if you don't want to pulse. 3 more deep breaths. And now we're going to take this right leg, hold onto your strap or your ring with your right hand and let it open up to the side. Try not to let that left hip bone lift off the ground. Try to keep that left hip bone grounded and just hug in as much as comfortably possible. Good, one more deep breath here. On the exhalation, bring it back to center. We're gonna do a spinal twist, but before we do that, I want you to take your left hand holding onto your ring or your strap, and then just hug in with your left hand. Try to get a little bit more on the pinky toe side, and that left hand is going to naturally bring the foot toward the right foot toward the left shoulder. So I want it slightly at that angle. Breathe here. Good, one more deep breath. And on the exhalation, now here is where we're gonna take that spinal twist. I have to move so I don't get my wall. Let that leg go all the way over to the side. And then look to the right, your leg is to the left. Good, 3 more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, bring it back to center. Take your right ankle, cross it over your left knee. And we're gonna finish up this side with our figure 4 stretch, which I mentioned earlier is another modification for pigeon pose. So while you're here, keeping your right foot flexed, you have the option to rotate the ankle on the left side. Just keep hugging in and breathing. If you are rotating your ankle, switch the direction. And release. Keep that left leg with you. Let the right leg do what it wants to do. It can go long or you can bend it onto the ground. Find your strap or your ring, and we're going to move into that left side, starting with our bend and lengthens. Just breathe, exhaling, bending, inhaling, lengthening. And the next time that you have your long leg, start with your pointing and flexing through the foot. And this is also going to help you really get your strap or your ring onto the big mound top part of your foot. Good. And the next time that you have your foot flexed, either just hug it in or you could do little pulses, whatever feels more comfortable for you, or maybe both. Just remember to breathe nice deep inhalations and exhalations as you hug in. Three more deep breaths. Extend through that heel. When you're ready, we're taking the strap or ring over to the left side with our left hand. Try not to let the right hip bone come up off the ground and just hug it in. Nice inner thigh stretch here. Really sealing in that inner thigh stretch. Keep breathing, 3 more deep breaths. Good, and on the exhalation, we're bringing it back up to center and hold on to that ring or strap with your right hand so that we can hug this left foot into our right shoulder. Flex your foot and try to hug in a little bit more on the pinky toe side. Good, one more deep breath. And the exhalation is going to take our full spinal twist, taking that left leg over to our right side and look the opposite direction your leg is going. So leg is to the right, look to the left. Two more deep breaths. And on the exhalation, bring it all the way back to the center. And we're going to find that figure four stretch with the left ankle crossing over the right leg, keeping this left foot flexed. Hug onto your right leg. And option, just circle the ankle on that right side. Breathe into it. Use your left arm to help you also open up through the hip flexor on that left side. And if you are circling your ankle, make sure you go both ways. Good, one more deep breath here. And on the exhalation, release your legs from your twist. And we're gonna come into our happy baby. Taking your peace sign fingers around your big toe. And then just open up through the hips. You could keep the knees bent, or you could straighten out your legs, whatever feels good for you. Two more deep breaths. And on the exhalation, we're going to start finding, make sure you're in the center of your mat. We're going to do one more bridge. Use your block to help you. Start with the block in between the thighs. Lift up the hips. Interlace your fingers behind your back. And then bring your hips up as high as you can. We're going to stay here 5 deep breaths. Then we're going to put that block under our hip bones for another 5 deep breaths. And then we're going to come into our Savasana. So keep breathing here. 3 more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, release the bind from behind you. Find this block and place it under your hip bones. Remember, there's 3 different heights to the block, so you could go low, medium, or high. Let your arms come to the side with your palms facing upward. And just start feeling the gravity of the earth sinking your body through the shoulders and the hips. Good, one more deep breath here. And on your exhalation, release the block from under you and then slowly start coming down vertebrae by vertebrae to a nice long spine. Let your legs come out nice and long. Let your shoulders, your hips relax. Let your palms open up, feet fall to the side. Start finding a nice, comfortable Savasana position. Relaxing, breathing. Just letting your breath get slow, heavy, long, and deep. Just imagine that you're laying on a beach, feeling grounded into the earth, feeling warmth by the sun, feeling connected into your heart center, the balance of the earthly plane that's horizontal and the vertical universal plane. Take one more deep breath in. And on your exhalation, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug, gently rocking side to side as you massage through your spine. And taking both hands behind your legs, rock yourself into a seated position, nice comfortable seated position. Feeling those seat bones nice and grounded. On your next inhalation, inhale, reach your arms up, deep breath in. All right, we're gonna twist, exhale, twist down, let the arms coming down help you twist. Just deep exhalation as you twist, keep exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. When you're ready to inhale, bring the arms back up. And then exhale, move your other direction. Exhale, exhale, exhale. One more each way. Inhaling, reaching it up. Exhale, deep, long exhalation as you twist. And the inhalation brings you up. The exhalation twists you the opposite way. Keep exhaling. And the inhalation brings you back up. Reach it all the way up. Stretch even your fingers. Open up through the shoulders. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring your palms together all the way down into your heart center, your thumbs to your heart. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you all.